end your friendship with that filth. This is my last warning." The queen snarled, disgusted at even the sight of Lalia. Then she finally left the hut. That late night, because of the commotion of Queen Tati's screams, most of the slaves who were around the princess's hut had their discussion. And Lalia's friends were amongst them. They had, after hearing the first part of Queen Tati's snarls, ran off to tell Lalia. They told her about how they heard the queen telling Princess Halima off over her friendship with Lalia. They found the whole thing absurd and were quite amused by it. Sukam and Lilo were not aware of the friendship that had blossomed between Lalia and the princess. So they could not fathom how the queen would think that the two who could not stand to be around each other's presence could ever be friends. Jaidi, on the other hand, reserved her comments. She was busy staring down at Lalia and making sense of her behavior. She knew more than she was letting on, but none of the girls were paying much attention to her as she glared at Lalia. Lalia finally admitted to her friends that the queen's statements were indeed true. This surprised them. However, this got her wondering how the queen herself found them out. They were very careful to hide their friendship. They only ever met at night. When she asked them how Queen Tati had found them out, all they could do was stare at her. They could see that she was now upset. She ran out of her hut to see Halima, leaving them all transfixed where they stood, lost in their own thoughts. The princess ran towards her as soon as she entered her hut. It was as if she knew she was coming and was expecting her. She hugged her tight, not caring that Queen Tati was just outside the hut and a few walks away. "Lalia, good thing you came. I have never been happier to see you," the princess sighed. "The queen knows. I'm sorry. I am so sorry," Lalia sadly stammered. She was filled with sadness over the princess's hurt, but even more self-pity. She turned to leave. She thought that was the right thing to do, as the queen was still outside Halima's hut. She did not want to cause Halima any more trouble. She felt horrible about being the cause of her terrible encounter with the queen and the falling out they had. "Where are you going? You just came." I'm sorry, but we must obey the queen's command. You are not to be friends with me anymore, so I should not be here," Lalia answered, now getting teary-eyed. She has always said that, but we became friends nonetheless, so why must her orders matter now? Princess Halima responded, desperately trying to convince her to stay. That was all the queen could bear, to finally leave, very angrily at that. But she could punish you, even put an end to your betrothal with her son. You're my friend, and I love you. I couldn't let all of that happen to you because of me," Lalia said again as she tried to leave again. But Halima cried out one more time, "But I need your help, Lalia." Her cry for help made Lalia stop in her tracks. "I need you to tell me what to do," Princess Halima continued. "See, no matter which way I look at this, I have a feeling something really bad is going to happen to the both of us tomorrow night, during or after the ritual dance." Lalia could sense her desperation, but she did not understand what Halima meant by something bad happening to the both of them. "To the both of us?" she asked, puzzled. "Yes," the princess replied, then continued, "and this is more so because of what my mother told me about us." The princess walked towards her mattress as Lalia followed. "Mother said that the two of us are akin to a double-edged dagger. She meant that we are destined to lead the same life. At first, I thought nothing of the whole thing, but as I slept this evening, I had the saddest dream about us. Even though I could not remember what it was about, I just know that something really bad is going to happen to us tomorrow night." Lalia sat beside her and held her hand. "This may just be the nerves about tomorrow's dance. I told you I will be there with you all through the dance, so you don't have to worry," Lalia reassured her. She felt that Halima's nervousness about the dance, as well as her encounter with Queen Tati, was the reason for her erratic behavior. But as soon as Lalia had mentioned the dance, Halima recalled a part of her dream. "That's it. That is it. Something bad will happen to you because of me tomorrow. That is what I meant, Lalia," she nervously said as she grabbed her hands. "You must not come out to the dance tomorrow night. It is not safe for you, and I don't want any harm to come to you because of me." Lalia could see that she was being serious, and there were plenty of times when Princess Halima's intuition had saved her from a great deal of trouble. Lalia had the feeling that the princess might have inherited some of her psychic sense from her mother, being the daughter of the priestess and all, but there were many times when she was also wrong, so she decided to take her statement with a pinch of salt. Halima, calm down. Listen, it may just be a dream too. There were times when your visions were wrong too. Princess Halima peered at her as she said this, a little hopeful that she might yet convince her to stay away from the dance. Remember that one time when you said you saw that I was going to be attacked by a wild bull, but instead I got bitten by a scorpion, and you were very sure that it was going to be a bull too. And that other time when you predicted that the ritual dance will be sooner than now. And when you also said that you will not see the prince until after the dance. Yes, I remember, she said, rolling her eyes. She really hoped she was wrong as well this time, just like Lalia was saying. I really do hope so. Do you think I will be wrong this time? Yes, I do. I know you are your mother's child, but this could just be one of your wrong visions. So do not fret. All will be well, Lalia reassured her. They both suddenly heard some rustling noise by the entrance of the hut, and Lalia quickly got up to check. She realized that they were being spied on. She went back to Princess Halima and whispered, "We are being watched. I best take my leave now. We must, however, find a way to meet so we can discuss a way around the queen's orders." She continued to look at the door as she spoke. The sound was still there. "You must get back to your quarters," the princess also whispered, grabbing and squeezing her hand one more time. "Yes, I must, but please do not worry yourself over the dance tomorrow. I made a promise to you that I will be there the whole time, and I will be. I'll be watching you from afar, somewhere I will remain hidden. We will both be fine." Lalia reassured her one last time, and the princess nodded, agreeing with her. "Let's meet secretly after the dance. We still have to talk about what we are going to do to avoid the queen's wrath," Lalia said, smiling in melancholy. They held hands for a little moment, then Lalia left. A strong feeling of sadness washed over her as soon as she left. It almost seemed like she was only pretending to be brave whilst Lalia was around trying to reassure her. She was worried all over again, and she started pacing up and down her living quarters, thinking of what to do when something finally did happen, as she was sure it will.